It is below freezing here in Green Bay. It is a chilly day. The wind is whipping around a little bit, and it's out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. The Green Bay Packers, who can beat them? They're 9-0. They have a date on Thursday in Detroit on Thanksgiving. They're at the Giants. They're at home against Oakland, at Kansas City, and they end the year with 2 home games against the Bears and the Lions. And Aaron Rodgers, Troy, is attacking seemingly every passing record that's been in the books with this 2011 season.
Well, you keep waiting for that game when Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and not throw the ball as accurately as he has been all season long. But, you know, each week he keeps coming out. I don't know that I've seen a quarterback play at this level as consistently as he has. Ever.
And then there's Josh Freeman. And he really blossomed quicker than many expected him to last year on a team that went 10-6. Some believe he's regressed. The Bucs have. They're 4-5. We'll see how they get along here today. Strouder's waiting for it, and he takes it out of the end zone. And he slips, getting across the 20, and it's something, Troy, you noticed during the pregame warm-ups that these two teams, especially Tampa Bay, was having a tough time with the footing.
Noticed it last week, as a matter of fact, with the Packers in the Monday night game, and you're right. These wide receivers for the Buccaneers in pregame warm-ups were struggling. We'll see if they were able to get the adjustments made to the footing and the cleats so that it won't be a factor in this game.
You saw that offensive line. They've allowed only 15 sacks. Freeman coming off a 3-interception game, and he hands to Blunt. And LeGarrette picks up 2. First guy there was Desmond Bishop, and we look at this defense, and one thing they've been able to do, they're the 28th ranked defense in the NFL. You mentioned the good game, Troy, on Monday night, but they've been able to make up for holes in the defense or yardage with forcing turnovers.
Well, and primarily on the back end, you know, in the secondary with creating takeaways by interceptions. They were good last year in that area. They've been excellent again this year. 2nd down and 8. Blunt again, and this time Blunt is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. First guy there was A.J. Hawk, and he was with Ryan Pickett. It's now 3rd and 7. Well, a lot of discussion about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their lack of being able to run the football this year. And I know in talking with Greg Olsen, they want to be able to run the ball. It's what they were built on last year. They come out on 1st and 2nd down and really don't get much out of it.
Dom Capers in this defense usually smells blood on 3rd and 7. Freeman gets rid of it, completes it, and there he is again. It's Preston Parker for a 1st down. If you don't know the name, he's been a 3rd down weapon. He gets 20 yards on 3rd and 7, and he is tied for 4th in the NFL with 3rd down receptions. This is number 17.
Well, they bring Morgan Burnett off the edge, and Freeman's able to get the ball out of his hands just in time. A shallow crossing route, expecting man coverage. That's what they get. Desmond Bishop is in coverage, but he had to navigate the middle of the field there because of the crossing route, and it got him open.
Hey, Gilly.
Extra men on the rush, and the pass is caught, but not for much. Hawk out there to make the stop on Luke Stocker. A gain of 1.
You go back to that 3rd down conversion. During this 3-game losing streak by the Buccaneers, they have really struggled on 3rd down. They've not been very good for the entire season, but over the last 3 games, just 23%. So that was a nice way to start this ball game, converting their first 3rd down.
Matthews on the sideline on 2nd and 9. Freeman throws and completes. That's Aurelius Ben. He is wrestled to the ground by Tramon Williams, a gain of 5. And this is why Clay Matthews came out of the game. This is 2 plays ago.
exactly when. I don't know if it's when the contact was made there with Freeman in the pocket or when he made the spin move, but clearly something was impacted on that play.
And he's still on the sideline on 3rd and 4. Here come the Packers. Freeman has his arm hit, and he was nearly intercepted by Woodson. And it's 4th down, a punt coming, and Josh Freeman got knocked right when he let it go.
Well, they bring pressure in the middle with the linebackers. I thought overall the offensive line, they held up decent, but they're asked to hold those blocks and let it develop down the field. Charles Woodson typically, will make that play. As you said, Freeman gets hit, ball behind. Fortunate it wasn't an interception.
Randall Cobb, as a rookie, has become a real weapon, returning kicks and punts. Gets the snap, puts the nose of the football down, and it's Cobb with a fair catch inside the 15. So we'll keep an eye today on Clay Matthews, who was on the sideline for the last 2 plays of that series. It's no score. Green Bay with the ball when we come back. Did you know the Packers have won 15 straight? Already changing it at the line is Aaron Rodgers. Starting from the 12. And he changed it to a throw, and he throws it away. Donald Driver, the intended receiver, will look at this offense, and it's an offensive line that has allowed 23 sacks, 10th most around the NFL, and they protect, trying to help Aaron Rodgers get it to that list of backs and receivers, which is as deep and as versatile as any list around the NFL.
Well, you talk about the offensive line. Aaron Rodgers has been hit a lot here in recent games. He's taken a lot of sacks. But so much for slowing him down.
On 2nd down and 10. Penalty flag flies. Looks like a hold as the pass is complete to Jennings. But this one appears to be coming back, and it is.
Holding number 71. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still 2nd down.
That's Josh Sitton, guilty of the hold, and it takes a 1st down catch away.
And Josh Sitton right there at right guard. You see a little bit of a takedown right there in the middle.
In the presence of Albert Hainsworth in his 2nd game with the Bucs after being picked up off waivers from New England. 2nd and 16. Quick setup and throw, and there is an incompletion to James Jones. And it's not exactly the back shoulder throw, but that typical look we see from Aaron Rodgers quite a bit.
We see this throw a lot. It's a perfectly thrown ball, and as we know, James Jones has had some problems with drops here over the last couple of seasons. Hasn't been real active here the last couple of weeks. Only 1 reception in each of the last 2 ball games, but a ball that he should have caught on that play.
Brings up 3rd and 16. Blow it dead. With a player coming unabated to the quarterback. We'll see if it's against the Tampa Bay Bucs. Well, sounds like a false start.
Neutral zone infraction. Unabated to the quarterback. Number 94. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You heard false start in that conversation, but it was called neutral zone infraction, and it's really both ends. Adrian Claiborne's been doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, Adrian Claiborne, the 1st-round pick out of Iowa, who's given him a little bit of something in the pass rush, but 3rd and long made it a little bit easier here with now 3rd and 11.
And now Hainsworth gets in on the fun.
neutral zone infraction. Number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
You can see Albert Hainsworth talking to the official. He's claiming that Wells in the middle there at center is moving the ball, and that's why he then reacted. You can see the football. He tilts it up, and that's what Albert Hainsworth is watching, trying to get a jump on when the ball is snapped. That's the center is allowed to move the ball slightly like that. It didn't appear to be an abrupt movement, but you could see where Albert Hainsworth maybe came off with that movement.
The Bucs are the 4th most penalized team in the league as Rodgers hits Driver, and Driver is hit immediately, brought down by Jones, the safety. A gain of 4, and it's 4th down.
Well, that's a nice job by Tampa Bay, because last week they did not tackle well in that ball game at all. It was some of the worst tackling that I've seen in the last 20 years. And to be able to come up and make a play for Sean Jones on 3rd down and keep them from converting, that's a nice stop.
Mastay will hit it, and he had pressure, had to pull it down, and he'll get a 1st down. Lost the ball out of bounds as Cutrera was in his face, and Mastay somehow lost it twice, but still got the 1st down.
Comes right up the middle, untouched. It was going to be blocked. I think he sensed it, and then just rather than punt it and have it blocked, knowing that would happen, he decided to go ahead and tuck it and see if he couldn't maybe pick up a 1st down, and then the ball comes out of his hands.
They will mark it at the 27. And so the irony of that is, with the good pressure that Tampa Bay gets with Cutrera coming up the middle, Green Bay ends up keeping the ball.
That's unbelievable. I mean, a great defensive stop, as I said, and then they come out, they're able to make a block on the punt, and yet Green Bay still able to convert that on a broken play for a 1st down.
Now the first handoff of the game is to Ryan Grant, who is the starter right now in name only, as James Starks has pretty much taken over the bulk of the work back there. And Grant over the left side gets 4.
You look at Green Bay offensively, and clearly they create a lot of big plays within their passing game. They run the ball more than I think most people would realize. But this is a game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that if they are going to run the ball a lot and run it well, this would be the game. The Bucs have given up over 170 yards rushing in each of the last 3 games.
They fake the handoff. Rodgers rolling out, pulls up and fires too low for Jennings. Take a look at Tampa's defense. Tampa Bay is ranked 31st in the NFL. The Patriots are last. They have allowed the most yards per play around the NFL and the most yards after the catch, which may have something to do with that bad tackling. There's the secondary without Tenard Jackson out with a bad hamstring.
As I said last week, not only was the tackling bad, it just simply didn't look like they even wanted to tackle.
Now 3rd and 6. Nice pocket for Rodgers, who finds Nelson. And Jordy Nelson down inside the 35. And a beautiful throw from Aaron Rodgers.
And it's a coverage that you would not expect then the Packers to be able to get this throw. You see the little bit of a move, looked like maybe he's going to come on a shallow crossing route, but he is getting safety help. E.J. Biggers, the corner, number 31, is getting help by Sean Jones. You believe then that you've got that sideline throw taken care of simply by coverage, but not with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They will threaten a coverage even when you think you've got something taken away.
That was good for 34 yards. On 3rd down, now on 1st down, this one's dropped off to Starks, doing something with it. Down inside the 30, they'll mark him at the 27 and a gain of 7. And now Hainsworth can't get off the field.
I think he got hit by his own guy when he came back trying to make a play on Rodgers in the pocket.
So while they look at Albert Haynesworth, we'll take a break. 2nd down and 3 for the Packers when we come back. Albert Haynesworth is now on the sideline. They were looking at his head, neck, shoulder region as he was hit by a teammate on that 7-yard catch and run by Starks. 2nd down and 3. Here Starks again. Lowers his head and picks up 1.5. And we go back to that play where 95 Haynesworth got hurt.
Yeah, he comes back and he's trying to make a play, and Daquan Bowers and he collide, and that's where you see as he leads, and then right into the head area.
This will be the 10th play of the drive, which includes that 4th down punting effort that turned into a 1st down run by Mastay. Looked like a 3 and out. Now here they are on 3rd and 1. Rodgers throws and finds Nelson. And a 1st down at the 19-yard line.
Now, and you're just asking too much by these defensive backs. 3rd and 1, of course, you're going to get man coverage by these defensive backs. Man-to-man on Jordy Nelson. And because Aaron Rodgers gets outside the pocket, you see Rondé Barber's in good coverage, but you just can't stop that. He gets flushed to his left. Jordy Nelson works the sidelines, comes back to him. All they need is a yard. 1st down.
Handoff is to Grant. After the initial hit, spins forward, picks up 3. This Green Bay offense now in the red zone. They are number 3 in the NFL at converting red zone trips inside the 20 into touchdowns 62% of the time.
You look at all the different guys who have touchdown receptions. You know, I mean, usually you get down here against a particular team and you anticipate 1 or 2 guys is where they're going to go with the ball. But every one of these receivers is alive down here inside the 20 for Aaron Rodgers.
Pass is caught. That's Jennings. Ball comes out. And now late they blow the whistle and say that Jennings was down. It's 3rd down. Aqib Talib was there defending, ripped it out, but it was too late. And it's 3rd down.
It looked close to me, Joe, as to whether or not he was actually down before the ball came out. Sure enough, you see the left knee goes to the ground. Clearly, the ball came out after he was already down.
So now play number 13 will be another 3rd down. So far, the Packers 2 for 3 on 3rd down, and Rodgers is going to need a timeout. 4.5 to go, opening quarter. Green Bay knocking on the door here in Lambeau. We welcome you back to Lambeau Field. It's 3rd down and 3. Haynesworth back in the game. The team that's got the 2nd most points on opening drives, the Green Bay Packers, trying to keep them out of the end zone. It's 3rd down and 3. Rodgers could run for it, and he does. Slides at the 6. And a 1st down, Green Bay. Claiborne had pressure, and that forced Aaron Rodgers out.
We're going to see Michael Bennett. He comes in this way, and because of that on the pass rush, there's then nobody there for contain. It opens up the outside running lane for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh. Double count. It sets it up. Let go.
It's 1st and goal. Rodgers again. Gonna try and run. And he won't make it. And then got a big hit at the back end of it by Rondé Barber.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you Mike McCarthy's standing over on the sidelines holding his breath, because that's the one thing that could bring this Packer team down. You know, there's some good coverage going on right now on the back end for Tampa Bay. Rondé Barber comes in and puts a big lick on Aaron Rodgers. You can't coach that out of a quarterback either. You know, I mean, he gets down there and he's near the goal line. He wants to score, but you sure don't like seeing your franchise quarterback take those kinds of hits.
B.J. Raji in the lineup on 2nd and goal. They give it to Raji. And no sign yet. They want to see where Raji is at the bottom of that pile. Touchdown.
Give us the dance.
Let's see the hula.
They give it to big B.J. Raji. You think that he's going to be the lead blocker, and that's a pretty nice job on his part, just being able to secure the handoff. I mean, that's what you worry about when you've got a defensive lineman in the backfield and you're handing him the ball. He got right in behind right guard Josh Sitton and was able to move the pile and get it in.
They've talked so much about limiting his snaps on defense with 3 games in 11 days, and now he pounds it in for a touchdown. And it's 7-0. So remember, it started with nearly a 3-and-out. And on 4th down, Tim Mastay, the punter, ran for a first down. That led to number 90, getting it into the end zone. 7-0 for the undefeated Pack. That drive was the longest Packer drive of the year. B.J. Raji, his first career regular season touchdown. He had that interception return for a touchdown in the last NFC Championship game. And taking it out of the end zone is Strotter. Cannot get to the 20. Pat Lee, the first one to greet him. Buccaneers have it, down 7. Big B.J. Raji right in the middle of that huddle became the 14th different Packer to score a touchdown this year, and on their first possession, you talk about balance. 5 different rushers, 4 different receivers. You don't know where they're coming at you. They find themselves in the end zone again, up 7-0. Blunt sits down at the 16. Ryan Pickett, the first guy there, in a loss of 3.
Yeah, Ryan Pickett was the first one there, but the entire defensive line for the Packers just manhandled the Bucs up front. I think overall this offensive line for the Bucs has not been all that poor. Certainly not as bad as you would think when you look at the problems that they've had production-wise on that side of the ball.
It was a 10-win team last year. 10-6. They've lost 3 straight. Handoff is to Blunt. He picks up 2. Desmond Bishop on the stop, and it's 3rd and long, and this is what Dom Capers and this defense loves. Now a player is down, and that's Trueblood, the starting right tackle.
Take a look and see what happened to him. He's on the outside. Yeah, he gets rolled up on. Desmond Bishop rolls up on the back of his leg.
Jeremy's able to get up and limp off. See who comes in. It's Ted Larson. As Trueblood gets to the sideline before a 3rd down and 11, and out at right tackle, it's James Lee, number 77.
You can bet Clay Matthews is going to be challenging him here on this 3rd down play.
Capra made the play as Aurelius Ben lost a half yard. And it's 3 and out in a blink for the Tampa Bay offense.
Well, Matthews, he does come on the rush. They leave the back end to pick him up, does a nice job. And a little bit of pressure there on the backside of Freeman. But the Packers played zone coverage there. It looked like the Bucs were anticipating man. And Freeman really didn't take much time looking down the field. Even, no way they're going to complete the first down on that play.
Good punt by Kanan. And back inside the 35, it's Cobb. There's a flag down back where it was snapped. 51-yard punt, 11 yards on the return. We'll get the call from Alberto Riverone. That flag was thrown back at the Tampa Bay 21.
Number 44 of the kicking team was downfield ineligible. The 5-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down.
So that will move the ball to the Tampa Bay side of midfield, where the Packers have it up 7. Raji has the touchdown. The Packers have the lead with under a minute to go. This season it has been a lot of points early for Green Bay and hardly any for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That looks to continue here today. Green Bay will start at the Buccaneer 49. It's Starks. And Starks loses 1. First guy there was Daquan Bowers.
I think Aaron Rodgers is really doing a nice job with the snap count, and we've seen the Bucs drawn off sides a couple of times. But you think about it, when you come in and play against the Packers, how are you going to get Aaron Rodgers out of his rhythm? You've got to be able to obviously disrupt him by getting pressure, get hits on him. That's something that Minnesota did last week in that Monday night game. And what does he do? He still completes 80% of his passes, 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. So even with pressure, he's finding ways to beat teams. And we've seen it already in this game with his ability to escape and pick up first downs with his feet.
Now 2nd and 11. Starks over the right side, nowhere to go. Doing all he can, picks up 2. That'll do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 Green Bay. And we are back after this from your local Fox station. It is 3rd down and 9 as we start the second quarter. Green Bay with the ball at the 48. Tampa Bay trying to convert. Up 7. Blitz. Packers pick it up. And the pass is caught by Jordy Nelson. And now Aaron Rodgers trying to hurry them up to the line.
And just a perfectly thrown ball. You see Jordy Nelson make the play. Was he in fact in? He gets his left knee in. Good catch to me.
Timeout is taken by Tampa Bay. So Raheem Morris didn't want to throw the challenge flag until they get another look at it. They take a timeout. And 1 knee equals 2 feet.
Someone wrote a book titled that once.
Really? Yeah. They haven't. They should. Timeout, Tampa Bay. Creative with the cheese here in Green Bay. Comes in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, there's no place like Lambeau Field. You hear it all the time, but if you're a sports fan and you haven't yet visited this place, you need to come.
And they're going to add on 7,000 more seats. They're going to redo the scoreboards. It's a year-round facility up here. Here's a screen for Starks. looking for a block, and now he's to the 5. 17 yards on a screen to James Starks. And it sets up 1st and goal.
They set it up very well, Joe. They run a receiver through the middle right here, which takes the middle linebacker out of the way. You see the action there. Now you get the lineman out in front, and you've got that whole space cleared out. Nice execution there by the Packers.
On 1st and goal, Rodgers keeps it wide open. Touchdown, Crabtree.
Well, they go off a play action, and outside linebacker Quincy Black, he gets caught looking in the backfield, and when he does, Crabtree then comes free. He sees the action, he's thinking run, lets him go. Initially he's engaged with him, but then he turns him loose.
So that's now, Troy, 15 different Packers with a touchdown this season, as Crabtree gets his first. Doesn't even count Corliss, who took over for Finley last year. He doesn't have one. They have so many weapons. Crabtree gets his first. 14-0 Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers now 27 straight games with a touchdown pass at home. He, by the way, has had 9 straight with 2 or more touchdown passes in the game. The stats just keep piling up. There aren't many incompletions. They do have 14 drops on the year, Green Bay. But how do you stop him? That's the question. Strouder from outside the end zone runs into his own man and can't make the 20. And so now we will bring you inside the booth, and Troy, I will see if you can succinctly go through the scenarios that almost made you a Green Bay Packer when you came out of UCLA.
Well, it came down to the last game of the season in 1988, and the Packers had to win the last game of the season. Cowboys had to lose, and I was at the Packer game there at Arizona. Packers go on and win, which they were not expected to do. The Cowboys, of course, lost, and Lindy Infante was the head coach at the time in Green Bay. He had already told me that he was going to pick me if they had that pick.
Freeman for Ben, and a nice catch by Aurelius Ben as he gets out across the 45.
And I wasn't real sure whether or not the Cowboys were going to take me, but I knew there was at least a chance that I wouldn't be coming to Green Bay. Not that I had anything against Green Bay, of course. The problem was I knew back then that I really struggled throwing a wet football. Obviously, you have a better chance of having inclement weather here in Green Bay than you do in Dallas, Texas. So I think it worked out well for all parties involved. Of course, Brett Favre came here just a few years later.
Now 1st down for Tampa Bay. They needed that completion to Ben, and now they get a good run from Blunt. He won't go down. LeGarrette Blunt, what a run! One of the best of the year, LeGarrette Blunt, all the way, and he broke tackles at every step. Wow, what a run by the 2nd-year back out of Oregon.
That is unbelievable. Initially, Desmond Bishop, 55, is right in the hole for what would have been basically no gain. And then there's 5 or 6 guys that have a chance to make a play on him. And that's just pure effort right there by LeGarrette Blunt. A big back, 6 foot, 250 pounds worth. That resembled Marshawn Lynch last year in that playoff game against the New Orleans Saints.
Man, 54 yards, and that was with trouble just about at every step. A brilliant run, and the lead has been cut in half. That's a career long, and that's a career best. What an effort by Blunt. And it's a 7-point game in Green Bay. Long time, and not see a better run than what we just witnessed from LeGarrette Blunt. You want to say 6, 7 missed tackles all the way down the field, and he just wouldn't quit.
That was unbelievable. And a great run. one they desperately needed too. I mean, I don't think this defense for Tampa Bay has really played all that poorly. So that was a much needed touchdown by the Buccaneers.
A team that put the pads on and hit twice during the week of practice. Cobb slips at the 17. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Just straight handoff. You can see they try to get the wham block, but again, Desmond Bishop there. Of course, Morgan Burnett, he's up there to make a play. He can't wrap up. He's got a cast on his hand, but the others, they're not wearing casts, and none of them can make the tackle either. There's the big hit. Davin Joseph comes in and cleans it up.
He takes Tramon Williams as a potential tackler and just gets rid of him. Now starting from the 17. Fake the inside handoff, and Rodgers fires a fastball to Jordy Nelson for a first down. They always talked about Brett Favre and that fastball. Well, Aaron Rodgers has heat too.
Well, he does. I mean, he's got one of the strongest arms in all of football, but you know, it kind of goes back to my point that overall this Buccaneers defense has really not been that bad. They've played pretty well. They get pressure on Rodgers. There's good coverage down the field. Just can't hold up for that long.
Rodgers goes down. Sacked by the rookie Claiborne. A loss of 4, and we go down to Pam Oliver.
Yeah, Joe, now if the defense can follow suit to what the Bucs offense has did, the linebackers in particular got an earful from Raheem Morris. Morris wants those guys in particular to handle their business, just cover their man and stop messing up assignments he demanded. Back to you.
Pam, and that could be a direct reference to Quincy Black on a Crabtree touchdown. Claiborne now has 4 sacks on the year. On second down, Rodgers has to run again. And he is tripped up out on the edge by E.J. Biggers, a gain of 7. Bring up third down.
I think overall Tampa Bay, I mean, they've been pretty porous in pass coverage this season, but they're doing a good job in this game. You see they're trying to work Michael Finley down the middle with that 2-deep safety look, and we've seen a lot of this from Aaron Rodgers here in this half. He's not had people open. He's had to scramble. He's had to improvise, and we've seen him run with the ball more than he typically has to.
Penalty flags, and now the ball flies. Jennings is picked off. But there are flags down back at the line of scrimmage. Corey Lynch, who got the start. But that defense jumped across again.
Offside defense, number 96. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
They get Tim Crowder. And that's the 3rd time that there's been a defensive offside.
Yeah, I think initially you're going to see the offsides down here at the bottom in the neutral zone. And I think initially Aaron Rodgers wasn't exactly sure whether or not it was on his team or it was on the defense, but because the officials didn't shut down the play, he then knew it was on the defense, and so he just took a shot down the field to see what he could get, not worried then, of course, about having the ball intercepted.
He's completed 8 straight. On third down and 2. A blitz. Rodgers floats it and drops. Jermichael Finley had it, a perfect throw, and it was just dropped.
That was almost a great adjustment by Jermichael Finley. You see the tail end of the play there, but initially he was looking over his other shoulder, expecting the ball to the inside. You see him here. Now he's got to turn around, take his eyes off the quarterback and the ball, and then locate it. Tough play to make, but one that he obviously should have made there.
Mastay punts it. Parker will let it go over his head and into the end zone. So even with that great completion percentage of 73% for Aaron Rodgers coming in, it's a drop, and the Buccaneers have it down by 7. There's Jermichael Finley, who almost got his head back around and made a catch on third down. Here are the offensive leaders for Tampa Bay. LeGarrette Blount with that 54-yard touchdown. She broke 6 tackles. And now it's a 7-point game starting at the 20. Freeman looking for a quick throw. It wasn't there, and Walden makes the play. Sack number 3 on the year for Eric Walden.
Well, you're going to see that was a designed run, but Josh Freeman, he wants to come up and throw it quickly to the outside. The problem is the receiver, I wasn't sure exactly who that was outside there, but he was not anticipating the quick throw. He instead is blocking for the running play, and Freeman had nothing to do with it, so Walden brings him down with the sack.
Brings up second down and 13. Here's Blunt again. And LeGarrette gets it out to the 22. Third down coming up. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, a bad season for the Minnesota Vikings could be getting worse. Watch the left ankle of Adrian Peterson on this run against Oakland. He goes down. It gets rolled over on. They caught him off. Right now, all they're saying is a left ankle injury, and that's it. They're down 10-7, by the way. Joe, Troy, Pam.
All right, Kurt, thank you. Third down and 8. Blitz. Freeman completes. That's Parker. And what a third down weapon he's become. A 12-yard gain. The second-year pro out of North Alabama.
At Green Bay, they bring corner blitz to Josh Freeman's front side. It's a long way to travel.
Holding number 28, offense. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 38, defense. Those fouls will offset. Replay third down.
Flags were back in the area where Freeman let it go.
Well, there's Bishop, but the corner blitz is Tramon Williams, and he's the one who gets called on the late hit then to Josh Freeman. We've talked about it before. Once the ball's out of the quarterback's hands, you've got to hit him before your second foot hits the ground. So they call that the two-step rule. You have to hit him within 2 steps from when the ball comes out.
It's now 3rd and 8 again. Woodson coming off the edge, doesn't get there. Good block. And the pass caught for a first down. That's Kellen Winslow. And Woodson came within a whisker of his second sack of the year.
Well, Lumpkin, the tailback, he's the third down back because of his ability to block. He picks it up late. You're going to see him there, number 28. He's looking, and then he sees Woodson late. But he does allow, because there was no pressure immediately in the face of Josh Freeman, that he could at least step up. A nice conversion there for the Buccaneers.
It shows how strong Freeman is also with that arm flat-footed to throw that as he did. 6'6", 248. Here's Ben on the handoff. And Aurelius Ben picks up 9. I think it's taken out by his own sideline. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, and kickoff 12:30 Eastern. It's the Packers and the Lions. That's a Fox NFL special on Thursday. The pregame show on the air at 11:30 a.m. in Detroit. And the Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at Ford Field. Here's Blunt and a first down in midfield. Brought down by Desmond Bishop after a gain of 6.
Good blocking up front right there for LeGarrette Blunt. Unlike the touchdown run that he had a clean lane. Didn't have to break many tackles to pick up the yards on that particular play. And you know, they need LeGarrette Blunt to be a real factor for this offense. He'll come out, he'll have a productive game, and then the next week not so much. And he'll come back and he'll have a productive game, and then the next week not so much. It's been a very inconsistent year for him, just like it has been for this offense.
Missed 2 games with a bad knee as Freeman has a good pocket, and he hits his fullback Lorig. And Lorig picks up 10 and a first down.
We're seeing Josh Freeman settle in a little bit too. You know, he's had his inconsistencies this year, and you know, we've wondered whether or not the thumb has been bothering him. He sprained it about a month ago. He's not wearing tape on the thumb this week. He had been in previous weeks. I know in our conversation with him, Joe, he said that this week was the best it had felt. He has not blamed any of his play on his thumb. But you wonder, with some of the inconsistencies that he's had, as to whether or not it has been a factor.
Looks pretty good today. Hand off to Blunt. Little stutter step, and he's still going. And LeGarrette Blunt is to the 25-yard line, and another good run from big number 27.
It really is. Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, he's just a big guy. He's hard to bring down. You know, he's able to break tackles. As we're watching this game, Morgan Burnett, he comes down low again, and this is just not the type of back that you're going to be able to get to the ground if you don't take him up a little bit higher. LeGarrette Blunt, a real surprise in the league last year as an undrafted free agent to come out and rush for over 1,000 yards.
Undrafted, originally signed by Tennessee and then cut loose. He had that 1,000-yard season for the Bucs. Nice catch, Mike Williams, and he takes it down near the 10.
That's kind of what they've been waiting to see from Mike Williams. You know, the inconsistency that I've talked about for the offense as a whole has really applied to each of these players who were such dominant figures last year in their run for 10 wins. Mike Williams goes up. That's where he's good. He's a big guy. He's not going to outrun a lot of people, but he makes a play on a contested ball.
Had 11 touchdowns last year as a rookie, has only one this year. 5 first downs on this drive. Here's Blunt, and this time nowhere to go. Desmond Bishop, a loss of 3.
Yeah, this time Desmond Bishop in the hole. He makes the tackle. Unlike the touchdown run where he had him in the hole and failed to make the play. You see him, he comes untouched right in the backfield, and LeGarrette Blunt just had no chance.
The red zone has been a problem for this Tampa Bay offense. They are dead last in the NFL in turning these trips into touchdowns. 10th play of the drive. Freeman, incomplete. Williams, the intended target. And Freeman goes right to him and starts talking to him.
Well, yeah, Mike Williams, you're going to see, he knows there's going to be contact. It's going to be contested, and he says, I don't think so. You know, I mean, because Josh Freeman was expecting him to stay on the run, and that's where he's talking to him. I mean, that could have been dangerous right there. They easily could have been intercepted. You can't do that to a quarterback. If you're expecting on the route for a receiver to continue on the move, you have to.
Now 3rd down and goal. Setting up a screen for Lumpkin. And the former Packer takes it to the 5 where it's 4th down.
Nice idea. They fake the wide receiver screen to one side and come back to Lumpkin on the tailback screen the other side. But that loss there on 1st down to LeGarrette Blunt just keeps them from being able to capitalize, but a good drive nevertheless.
Yeah, 5 first downs on the drive, and it will end with this chip shot try by Connor Barth, who's missed only 2 all year. 23-yard attempt to make it a 4-point game. So it's 14-10. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hanging tough. And now we look at this year for Aaron Rodgers as he's about to head back onto the field. And all of these single season records that are within his grasp, some might be a reach. We'll see how it.
Not many, though.
Not many. He's got these records: passing yardage, the Marino record; touchdown passes, the Brady record; completion percentage, that's a Breeze record; and quarterback rating, that's a Peyton Manning record.
Those are all good records, and they're all good records to have, and they may very well be Aaron Rodgers's at the end of the season. You know, I asked Mike McCarthy the other day, I said, hey, is there anything that we don't know about Aaron Rodgers? I mean, every week everyone talks about all the great things he's doing. What is it that we don't know about him? And he had to give it a lot of thought, and he said, well, you know, I don't know that people realize what a great teammate he is. So, America, you now know everything there is to know about Aaron Rodgers.
And that teammate comment may have some something to do with the remnants of Brett Favre here at the end of his time with the Green Bay Packers.
Well, he is a great teammate too. I mean, he really spends a lot of time.
Here is a onside kick try, and we'll see who ends up on top. Tampa Bay says they have it.
The ball never went 10 yards.
There are no flags thrown. The ball's got to get now. There is a flag down. I just do not see it. We have a flag on the Fox box. The ball's got to get to the 45-yard line. Let's see who touched it first. Here is.
Yeah, I thought Tampa Bay got to it first, but
it looks like Barth gets his right arm around it. It's actually Kanan. And let's see. If he touches it first, it's an illegal touch, because the ball didn't travel 10 yards, and they're still trying to sort it out.
By Green Bay prior to being touched by Tampa. Tampa Bay recovers the ball, first down.
Well, now that's going to set off another discussion, because looking at it on the replay, it looked like Kanan got his arm on it first. Let's see. DJ Smith is the one that is there for Green Bay, but it certainly looks like Kanan got his right hand on the end of the football first, which would be an illegal touch.
Yeah,
as it happened prior to the ball traveling 10 yards.
The ball was touched by Green Bay first.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Joe. It looked like Kanan, it looked like he scooped it. You know, got his hand in there, you know, before DJ Smith got to it.
They just showed it on the board here at Lambeau. That's why you hear the reaction from the crowd. But it looked like Kanan got his hand on it right there, and he did. And again, that's an illegal touch. It didn't travel 10 yards. Had that ball been touched by Smith first, then Tampa Bay gets on top of it on the recovery, and it would be Tampa Bay's ball.
But an interesting call there by Raheem Morris. You know, after you're able to get the ball down, get a field goal, you know, cut this lead, and then to come back with an onside kick, you know, certainly the element of surprise is there. And I think that's what you do as a coach when you feel like you're overmatched a little bit by your opponent.
I mean, that's the Aaron Rodgers factor, isn't it? And I'm with you along the lines. I mean, it looks like Tampa Bay's gaining momentum. That momentum could go right out the window right here, but you're always trying to find ways to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field.
Yeah, I think that's one of those deals where you say, hey, we want to be aggressive. We want to be able, you let your team know you're going to do that, a little bit like what Sean Payton did in the Super Bowl against the Indianapolis Colts. Hey, when we score or when we do this, be prepared. We're going to have an onside kick in this ball game. I'm sure that these special teams players knew that that was going to be the case coming into this game. Then you just have to execute it, because you give the ball to Aaron Rodgers with a short field after you've cut the lead to 4. I mean, that sure puts your defense in a real bind.
Each team has their offense on the field right now, believing it's their ball. And you can see Raheem Morris going down the sideline saying it's our ball. We just haven't seen any look at a replay that shows that Kanan didn't touch it first. And if Kanan touches it first, then it will belong to the Green Bay Packers.
I like the call, though. I would say that. I like what Raheem Morris did. Jimmy Johnson used to do those types of things in Dallas. They work a lot of the times, but when they don't work, then you've just got to have a lot of confidence that your defense is going to be able to step up and make a play. Right now, if Green Bay gets the ball, which we think they will, if this defense is able to hold them to a field goal and keep this just a 7-point game, that'd be a great job by the defensive unit, and I think then it would have been worth the risk.
Here it is again. Just don't see. I don't know that DJ Smith touched it much at all, as Michael Kanan got his right arm around the football.
And DJ Smith, I mean, I'm sure he's being talked to over on the sidelines. He didn't have to do anything. I mean, he didn't even have to go after the ball, because it was not going to travel 10 yards.
That'll be talked about with special teams coordinator Sean Slocum today and probably during the week. But you can see both offensive groups are out on the field as Aaron Rodgers has the rare chance to talk to LeGarrette Blount.
Say, how many times does he get a chance to talk to LeGarrette? Took advantage of it.
Hey, nice run. Hey. Nice run. Ran right through our defense, 54 yards. Way to go. Alberto Riverone is under the hood. It's a challenge by Mike McCarthy. We think worth it. He is 2 for 5 this year in challenges and just under 50%, 44% in his 6 years now with Green Bay. And now as Riverone talks to the rest of his crew, we'll wait for the call as this has come to a screeching halt with under 4 to go in the half.
Well, now Raheem, he
gets to talk to Aaron Rodgers.
He gets to talk to Aaron Rodgers.
Gets a massage from Greg Jennings.
A lot of people want to talk to Aaron Rodgers these days.
What's your secret, Aaron?
The ball was illegally touched by Tampa Bay at the 38-yard line. The ball will be placed there, 1st and 10. Green Bay will not be charged with a timeout.
So the challenge well worth it. And the right call was made in the end as Green Bay up by 4 will take over at the Tampa Bay 38. But you're on record as saying you like that call by Raheem Morris.
Yeah, I like the call. I mean, it's I think it was worth the risk. I mean, if you're going to run those things, you got to do them when they're least expected. And certainly when you cut the lead to 4, the Packers, not that they're not well coached and prepared for those things, but that's when they would least expect it. Now it's just a matter of whether or not the defense can hold up. And I think that as the head coach and the defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, you've got to have confidence that they can hold up when you're going to make that type of call.
Now as the Packers are coming to the line, we're going to have another discussion.
I'll go back to what I said a little bit earlier too, Joe. I think overall this defense, I think they've played pretty well. I mean, I really do. That they've gotten pressure on Aaron Rodgers. They've covered receivers well. We've seen some really nice catches by these receivers for the Packers, which is not atypical. And then we've seen Aaron Rodgers be able to create some things with his legs and pick up first downs running the football. But overall, I think this defense has come out and played better than I've seen from them in recent weeks.
Whatever that discussion is, we won't know. They're just going to now start the play clock, and off we go. From the 38, up by 4. Take it to Starks. Rodgers throws low and a penalty flag comes in. Michael Finley, the intended receiver.
Pass interference, number 88, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And it's on Finley.
Yeah, at the top of the route, Finley, there's contact made. This defender, he has the right to the to the space as well. It's on Barber. Barber's in coverage. And at the top of it, because Barber had position, Finley collides with him. I think that was a good call.
Shut out. He has one drop. It's 1st and 20.
Yeah, 59.
Rodgers steps into it, looking for Finley. And he's got a first down inside the 20. 30 yards to Jermichael Finley.
Well, Jermichael Finley, now he runs the corner route on the opposite side, and Corey Lynch was in coverage, and he was threatened by Jermichael Finley going deep on him, and that's what got him turned around. As soon as he opened his hips, thinking that Finley was going deep, it created a great deal of separation for, not a great thrown ball by Aaron Rodgers, but an easy completion.
On first down, here's Starks. Broke one tackle, picks up 2. It is amazing to me, maybe it shouldn't be, that's just how well educated these fans are that just under 73,000 people can be this quiet when the Packers are on offense and that loud when the Packers are on defense. It's like practice for Aaron Rodgers when they're in the red zone.
Yeah, it's nice when you're playing in front of educated fans that understand that. I mean, there's some places that are doing the wave when the offense has the ball.
2nd down and 8. Rodgers completes. That's Cobb, the rookie. Another weapon for Aaron Rodgers. And with 2:15 in the half, it's 1st and goal from the 5.
And how about Randall Cobb? I mean, as if this team doesn't have enough offensive weapons already that you have to contend with. The Packers go out and they draft Randall Cobb in the 2nd round. I mean, he's still learning. Of course, he's a return man, and he's been awfully dangerous in that area. Now you throw him out there on offense. Aaron Rodgers said, hey, he's like Greg Jennings. From the first day, you knew this kid was going to be special. And he's already proven that.
The play clock at 1. Rodgers spends a timeout. So that'll give us a chance to talk college football. This December, 2 of the most storied conferences in college football culminate their seasons with 2 epic championship games for the first time in their history. And Fox Sports will bring them to you on back-to-back nights. Pac-12 championship game Friday, December 2nd. Big Ten championship game Saturday, December 3rd. Both games are only on Fox.
Yeah, I guess with UCLA beating Colorado last night, if they beat SC, they're in the Pac-12 championship game.
How about that?
Go Bruins. It's a shameless plug there.
Yeah, but you're there, win or tie, every week.
You know it.
Aaron Rodgers from the Pac-12. Cal. Here's Nelson, touchdown. Man, they make it look easy.
You're down in there that tight. You give Jordy Nelson that kind of cushion, keep the lead. Pretty easy goings there. I mean, Greg Jennings, he's going to pick up E.J. Biggers. They're going to the outside to Nelson pretty much the entire way. Made for an easy touchdown.
And the guy who got a contract extension in September, Jordy Nelson, does the Lambeau leap. And it's 21-10, so that's the result of the onside kick attempt and the illegal touch. Aaron Rodgers took care of the rest. Pack 3 for 3 in the red zone, up by 11. 2-minute warning. After the illegal touch on the onside kick try, 4 plays later, 38 yards. Aaron Rodgers now has 10 straight with 2 or more touchdown passes. That is him adding to a franchise record. And it's 21-10. 2 timeouts left for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Strotter from the end zone. Can't make it to the 25, brought down at the 24. You're the analyst, but I'm going to analyze the Lambeau leap. Okay. First it was Tom Crabtree. Roy Butler was the first one to do it years ago. Then moments ago it was Jordy Nelson, who loves to get up and enjoy time with the crowd. And here's LeGarrette Blount, who did a Lambeau leap psych.
Yeah, they would have thrown him back anyway. In fact, they threw the ball back. You know, how many tries do you think it would take you to get up there?
I couldn't do it. Collinsworth, you and me were down there one time trying to get up there. Collinsworth couldn't do it, and he's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, but he's not the athlete you are.
No, that's true. You're right about that. Freeman completes it out across the 30. They're going to say he was down. Mike Williams, a completion of 7 yards.
Well, now you go back and you revisit Raheem's decision to kick the onside kick. I'll stick with it. I don't disagree with the call there, but because the Packers then go down the field and get a touchdown. Doesn't look so good, but this is an important drive then because of all of that for this Tampa Bay offense. If they're able to go down the field and come away with any type of points on this drive, that'd be really huge going into halftime.
Williams clearly down, no fumble. Wide open is Winslow, and he's to the 40. 2 timeouts on the scoreboard for the Buccaneers. That was good for 9 yards. A minute to go in the half. Over the middle, Winslow again. We'll see if the Buccaneers use a timeout, and they do. 17 yards to Kellen Winslow, and he's inside the 45. Coming up, the Visa halftime with Kurt Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Get an injury update on Adrian Peterson and that big battle in the AFC North between the Bengals and the Ravens. The Steelers are on a bye week. They lead that division at 7-3, and then the Ravens and Bengals tied at 6-3.
Here's the route by Kellen Winslow. You're going to see Desmond Bishop. The one place he cannot let Winslow go is to the middle of the field. He's trying to play his inside, but just an excellent route by Winslow, getting to the middle where there's no help and picking up a nice gain. They only have to pick up a little bit more here to get in field goal range.
Need to get it to within the 38-yard line to get inside Connor Barth's career long. That one for Mike Williams out of his reach. 41 seconds left at 2nd and 10.
That would have gotten him, Joe, right where you said, on the 38-yard line, and just a ball that got away from Josh Freeman, as you can see. Completed a lot of passes here today, and one of his few poor throws on that last play.
Career long last week against Houston. That means the 38-yard line, which is 5 yards from where they are now. 2nd and 10. A little different conditions. Freeman on the move is picked off. Tramon Williams, his 3rd of the year. And that's now at least 1 interception in 9 straight for this Green Bay defense.
Really good coverage across the field. They're in man coverage. You see Tramon Williams, and a ball that Mike Williams wasn't running at full speed. A ball that's a little bit then behind him, and Tramon Williams able to make a play on it. That's where this defense is so good. They're so opportunistic on the back end. When a quarterback is off on a throw, they make you pay for it. They've given up a lot of yardage passing, but boy, they sure make you pay on a ball that's not where it needs to be.
Most interceptions in the league on defense with 18 now. And they can cover mistakes and weaknesses by forcing turnovers. That's the 21st they've forced. Rodgers scampers out of bounds with a 1st down. And with 25 seconds left and 1 timeout, and now the ball is just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. You just don't expect the Green Bay Packers to be content with an 11-point lead.
No, I don't think they will be, and they're definitely going to keep the heat on them. You saw the 18 interceptions that this defense has for Green Bay. I think a lot of people thought maybe when they lost Nick Collins that some of that would be lost, but even Charlie Pepper, who's replaced Nick Collins, has done a nice job with 4 interceptions this season himself.
Rodgers for Finley. And Finley incomplete. Sean Jones, the safety, defending, and now Finley can't get up. Remember last year he was lost in October in a game at Washington, and the Green Bay Packers won it all without that big weapon, Jermichael Finley. Looks like he is still not up.
Yeah, he laid out with the one arm to try to bring that one in, and it looked like the way that he was grabbing that he landed on that shoulder, and that's what he injured.
They give him a look with 20 seconds left, and he's able to pop up. Here's the effort. The coverage by Sean Jones. And Green Bay, because of the injury, has a timeout taken away. They have none remaining. Jennings. Nice play on the edge by Talib. That'll do it. No timeouts left for the Green Bay Packers, so this is an 11-point game at the half, with the 9-0 Green Bay Packers, the 4-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The last two plays of that half, they got Finley goes down, and then Greg Jennings gets up slow.
It's a 21-10 game here at Lambeau. These are halftime coming up after a word from your local Fox station. It's a 21-10 game at the half. Second half is about to start. Now back inside our broadcast booth. I am Joe. That is Troy. And I think for the most part, Tampa Bay Buccaneers have come to play here today, and they've played pretty well on both sides of the ball.
I would agree with that. You know, it was a costly interception by Josh Freeman at the end of that first half, not being able to come away with any points. They were right there in a position to do that. You look at the Packers then, on the other hand, I don't think that they've played great by any means. I mean, offensively, they've been able to make a few plays. Defensively, they've been okay, and yet here they are with a 21-10 point lead. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what's happened here when they haven't played some of their best football.
You can follow your favorite team all season long. Just go to itunes.com/NFL. And as we start this second half, Green Bay Packers will start with the football. Packers have won 15 straight. In fact, they haven't even trailed in the fourth quarter during that streak. And Finley looks like he's all right. Get an early look and see how Jennings gets along after limping at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you see Jermichael Finley kind of testing that shoulder out on the sideline.
This is Cobb from the end zone. Penalty flag flies at the end of the play. Hayward on the tackle, and now another flag. Mentioned Cobb has become a weapon. Very exciting rookie.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 82 by the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First step.
He's put the ball on the ground a few times, but Mike McCarthy said, you know what, we've been waiting around a long time for a weapon like that. And we're going to work with him, but I'm going to keep him back there.
Yeah, in fact, when we talked to him, it was pretty windy on Friday, and he said, as we speak, Randall Cobb's out there fielding punts. He's practicing, but he's going to keep doing it.
On the 6, up by 11. Here's Starks. Over the left side, picks up 3. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Well, Raheem Morris explained that onside kick. He said, first of all, we're playing the champs. We are looking for momentum, and we're trying to steal some possessions. As for Mike McCarthy, he said defensively, we're tackling poorly. Offensively, he wants to go establish the run, and on special teams, he said no big plays. Back to you.
All right. So the report from down on the field and the explanation for the onside kick, and after a run of 3 yards with Finley in the lineup. Jennings as well at 2nd and 7. Rodgers keeps it. Ducks the rush and now finds Jennings, and it was tipped by Aqib Talib. That was there, and Talib got a hand on it to avoid a big play.
Boy, he sure did. And Aqib Talib, he's able to just get it at the last minute because Jennings clearly had a couple steps on him, and even Jermichael Finley, the opposite side. The Bucs were concerned about the run on that play. They dropped in the extra defender. They were man-to-man on the outside, a two-man route. Rodgers had his pick of either guy. It's fortunate the Bucs were there. That wasn't a big play.
3rd down and 7. Over the middle, it's tipped and caught by Driver. Biggers on the coverage, and Driver out across the 40. A catch and run of 34 yards.
Another example of kind of the way things have gone here for the Bucs defensively. Good coverage there by E.J. Biggers. Ball gets tipped up. Donald Driver maintains concentration. He's able to haul it in and get a nice gain out of the play. I mean, I keep going back to it. I've seen some good coverage by these defensive backs, and whether it's just a receiver making a really nice catch, or as we saw there, getting the benefit of a good tip.
Here's Starks, brought down from behind. Chasing him down was Quincy Black.
These Packers are hard enough to stop when they're executing great. Man, they make it look awfully easy in a lot of different ways.
2nd down and 9. They are so well coached. They have so much depth. Not only the job that Ted Thompson does, but the way he works in concert with his head coach, Mike McCarthy. 2nd down and 9. Pressure off the edge, and the pass incomplete for James Jones. We talked to Mike McCarthy about Bulaga is slow to get up. He's had a big year. Walks it off. Why they're so good with getting street free agents to be such impactful players on this roster. A couple of other guys, John Dorsey, director of college scouting, and Reggie McKenzie, the director of football operations, building this roster. They get serious impact from the end of the draft and from street free agents. And now Rodgers is sacked. Daquan Bowers and Brian Price converged on number 12, and it's 4th down.
Brian Price right in the middle. Over the center. You can see the move that he then puts on Wells, gets by him in a hurry, so immediately then Aaron Rodgers has pressure in his face, and then Bowers off the edge, just nowhere for him to go. 2 consecutive plays there. Pretty good hits on Rodgers.
2nd punt of the day for Mastay. Parker gathers it in just inside the 15. And loss of football, out of bounds. It will stay with Tampa Bay. Take a break and come back. The Buccaneers will have it. They get a break here. As this ball headed out of bounds, Tampa Bay ball down 11. As we look at the offensive leaders for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have the ball at their own 32, down 11.
Well, nice stop defensively for Tampa Bay to start this second half.
Now we'll see what they can do with it offensively. Freeman, back shoulder throw, and it's caught by Mike Williams. And Williams picks up 9.
Boy, that wasn't easy right there. Mike Williams just trying to get off the line of scrimmage, and had he not have given Josh Freeman a place to go with the ball, you see how well it was contested. Nice play on it, coming back and being able to make a catch, but Freeman really was going nowhere else with that throw. They got to find a way to get him going a little bit. Talked about it a little bit earlier, but it has been a struggle this season for Mike Williams.
3 catches, 31 yards today as Blunt picks up the first down.
You think about it, Joe. You said earlier that he had 11 touchdowns, Mike Williams that is, last year, and this season he's been targeted more than any player on the team, and he's only catching about half of those throws that are thrown in his direction. That's not good enough. If you're a quarterback and this is your #1 wide receiver, that guy's got to make more plays than that for you.
We found him in the 4th round out of Syracuse last year. Had a big year as a rookie. Williams can't bring down Blunt, but Bishop can. A loss of 1.
We've seen Green Bay now a couple different times bring the corner blitz, and Tramon Williams being that guy. I think that was designed there on first down, really more of a run blitz. A lot of times you think that when teams bring defensive backs, it's primarily thinking that it's going to be a pass. I think Dom Capers was anticipating the run, and then he had the edge support by the corner blitz with Tramon Williams.
See the total yards about even. 2nd and 11, a blitz. Freeman, some room to run. Now slides with Walden in his face. A gain of 5.
Sure how Josh Freeman even found a crease to pick up any yards. I mean, obviously this guy's a big physical quarterback at 6'6". He moves awfully well. I know we had him his rookie season, Joe, in that preseason game, and haven't had a lot of Tampa Bay games, but I liked him then. Certainly he did a heck of a job last year. Hasn't been quite as easy this year, but I still believe this guy's got a lot of great years ahead of him.
It's 3rd down and 6. Underneath, it's Winslow, and Kellen Winslow has a first down. Woodson on the tackle, but big number 82 has enough to move the chains.
Yeah, man coverage with Charles Woodson on Kellen Winslow, and hey, Freeman told us the other day that in a tight situation, the 2 guys that he trusts the most to get open are Kellen Winslow and Preston Parker, and he delivers to Winslow on 3rd down.
Prior to the flag, Tampa Bay calls timeout. This is their first.
That came off the sideline as Raheem Morris was watching the play clock. Josh Freeman was not. Tampa Bay had to take a timeout before getting a 5-yard delay of game penalty, trying to get something on this drive down 11. Toss to Blunt. Slips as he got to the edge. Got around Ryan Pickett. A gain of 3. Eric Walden was there for the stop for Green Bay. Second down and 7. Preston Parker checks in. He's been one of the better 3rd down receivers across the entire NFL, and now in there on 2nd and 7. Is caught by Mike Williams, and Williams is down inside the 25 on 2nd and 7, a gain of 21, and they are getting Mike Williams more involved.
Well, they bring Charles Woodson off the edge, and then Preston Parker does a great job out on the edge making the block. Jeremy Trueblood, he's also leading the way, so they hit it at just the right time. They catch him in a blitz, man coverage, and Mike Williams has a place to go with the ball after he catches it.
It's Blunt. Cutting upfield, and he just comes out of the pile and takes it down to the 11. And he is a big guy, LeGarrette Blount. 6 feet, 247 pounds, but he seems to be able to get small at times, and then he gets out of the big pile up of bodies.
Yeah, pretty impressed with what he's been able to do here in this ball game, and it looked like he had a lot of room to the outside, but he sees Tramon Williams come up in contain, and he took it right into the teeth of that defense and got some nice yardage.
Good drive being put together by the Buccaneers, down by 11. At the 11. Williams gets around Tramon Williams, and then eventually brought down by Bishop and Walden, a gain of 4.
Well, we talked about trying to get Mike Williams going a little bit, and they've been able to do it here on this possession. Dancing around a little bit. I start looking out for Desmond Bishop. I know that.
We mentioned it the last time the Buccaneers were in this spot, worst in the NFL in the red zone. They get it in here against the Packers. 2nd and 6. Once. Down inside the 5 to the 4. Buccaneers can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Blount just picked up 3.
It's a good possession here by this Tampa Bay offense, and let's be honest, this Tampa team, we talked about it coming into the game, they got challenged this week by their head coach Raheem Morris. Went in pads both Wednesday and Thursday. Not typical in today's game, but after losing 3 in a row, they put forth a pretty good effort here in this game up to this point.
Quick setup and throw. Touchdown and a penalty flag. Winslow for the score, but this may be against Winslow, and it is. Offensive pass interference to take the touchdown away.
You see it's man coverage with Sam Shields.
Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Well, there's not a lot there.
I was just going to say, I'd like to have another look at that. I didn't see a lot there either, Joe, and I didn't see Sam Shields, after the catch was made, really contest. Yeah, there was the push there with the left. The left area is right there. There's Sam arguing there to the official, and he got the call, and rightfully so. Didn't see it initially, but he did push off there with the left arm.
Now it's 3rd down and 13. Is complete. That's Ben, but he's just to the 9. It's 4th down, and this Tampa Bay offense stops again in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good drive because they had to travel a pretty good distance in order to come away with any kind of points, but considering where they were, to not come away with a touchdown is real disappointing. That's been one of the problems for this offense the entire year, is they have failed to capitalize when they've gotten down in that close.
Now one official came in and overruled the other. The short completion taken off the board. Either way, it's a field goal attempt, now 32 yards from Barth. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And it's an 8-point game here at Lambeau. Green Bay on top. Green talking to Clay Matthews during the break after that last series and drive by the Bucs. Under 5 to go, 3rd quarter, 8-point game. Kanan will kick it back to Randall Cobb. Puts it on the ground. He will take a knee. Packers will have it at their 20. Aaron Rodgers up by 8. Aaron Rodgers has thrown for 2 touchdowns. Jordy Nelson has one of them. Crabtree the other, and only 24 yards on the ground for Starks. Tampa Bay's done a good job defending the run. They won't have to do it here as the pass is behind Jennings from Rodgers, 2nd and 10.
No, I think that's a good point, Joe, because as I said earlier, I mean, this Green Bay team, clearly you don't want to give up the big plays in the passing game, but they run the ball more than most people would think. You know, as far as their ratio of run to pass, it's pretty good. I mean, Mike McCarthy likes a balanced approach. And for a defense that's given up a lot of rushing yards in the last 3 games, over 170 yards, they've done a nice job in this game.
Fake the handoff. Pass is behind Jordy Nelson. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
The Lions were once down 24-7 at home to Carolina, but they've scored in 4 of 5 possessions since, including 4 touchdown passes from Matthew Stafford. That one to Tony Scheffler gave Detroit the lead for the first time today, 28-27 in the 3rd. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
And we will all be there in Detroit on Thursday for Thanksgiving, the early game.
Yeah, that last throw by Aaron Rodgers, that's one of the things you've got to hope for a defense. Jordy Nelson was open, and Aaron Rodgers just made a poor throw. You don't see that many times. I mean, obviously he's completing a high percentage of passes.
On 3rd down. Pass is caught by Driver. 1st down out across the 35.
Well, he put this one on the money. Donald Driver, you see the move that he makes to the outside, and Aaron Rodgers delivers it perfectly. You know, we're seeing Donald Driver be targeted a little bit more in this game than he's been in previous games also.
Green Bay 6 for 9 on 3rd down today. Here's Grant. Ryan gets 5. You can get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to get NFL action right now on your phone. 2nd and 5.
We saw Donald Driver make that key 1st down reception, and a guy who hasn't had a lot of opportunities this year. I mean, coming into the game, just 18 receptions, but he's still a dependable guy here in his 13th season.
2nd and 5. It Starks. Penalty flag flies, and Starks goes nowhere. Lost yardage on the play, and it's a hold against Green Bay.
It was raining flags on Josh Sitton over there. I think everybody who had one in their pocket was throwing it in his direction.
Holding number 71, offense. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
They declined the penalty because of the loss of 3, and that brings up a 3rd down and long for the Green Bay Packers. The ball is back at the 41. It's 3rd and 8.
James Starks, who's been awfully productive here in recent games, he has not been able to find any room to run in this game.
Pocket! Pocket! Pocket!
Blitz coming. Green Bay picks it up. Pass is broken up. A nice play is made by Talib.
Boy, I'll say, and I think Aaron Rodgers would like to have that one back because they brought pressure, but it got blocked up really well, so he had a lot of time. And Aqib Talib comes, you see how shallow he comes, trying to get a hand on that ball, but had Aaron Rodgers have been able to lay this one over the top, I mean, there was nobody there. You saw the protection that he was afforded by that group up front.
Tampa Bay hanging tough. Line drive punt. Parker will stay away. And that hit. That ball was touched by Jared Bush well before the 1. They're going to mark it up by the 9. That's where the Buccaneers will have it, down by 8. You have to go back to 2001, the last time these two teams were in the same division, the NFC Central. They used to play twice a year, kids. way back in 01 and before, from 77 to 01. The first year, 76, Bucs were in the AFC West until they moved to the Central. And Freeman finds a wide open Mike Williams, who's been busy, and a nice completion on first down of 17 yards.
Yeah, he really has been busy, and that was a nice route. I know that Josh Freeman said, hey, we've got to find ways to get the ball into his hands, and really couldn't quite explain why it was that he had been so inconsistent throughout this season. But he's done a nice job getting involved in this offense here today.
He's got 6 catches, 4 in this third quarter. And it's a first down at the 27. Here's Blunt. Cuts it upfield. And a nice run on first down of 3.5. Talked about realignment. Tampa Bay's actually 4-1 against Green Bay since they left that former Central Division. And Aaron Rodgers has never beaten them, and Tampa Bay is hanging in there tough today.
Yeah, they are, and I think they're doing some of the things that really allowed them to have the success that they had last year. They're showing a great deal of balance, more so than I've seen from them this season offensively, and they're getting the running game going. We're seeing some tough running by Blunt, and then making some plays in the passing game.
Second down and 7. Fake the handoff. Freeman with all day down the middle. Wide open is Winslow. And he is inside the 35 before he's dragged down by Pepra. That's a completion of 37.
Well, it's a nice route by Winslow. He's going to start like he's going to the post. See how he's looking to the post right there, and he gets Pepra thinking that he's going to the post. Watch in the middle of your screen. That move to the middle gets Pepra turned around, and then for the quarterback, that's an easy throw to make. That's just a nice job. A very quarterback-friendly run route by Kellen Winslow.
37 yards to set it up at the Green Bay 32. It's Blunt to the 30, a gain of 2, and that should do it for the third quarter here in Lambeau.
You know, you look at this game, Joe, and really the biggest difference in the score is the fact that Tampa Bay had the turnover that cost them from at least coming away with 3 points, and then their inability to score touchdowns when they've gotten in there close. It's going to be important for them to do something with it on this possession here.
Packers came in as the top scoring team in the NFL in the third quarter. They were shut out here today. 8-point game. Back after this from your local Fox station as we go to the fourth. See the last 4 possessions for Tampa Bay. They've actually outgained in total yardage the Packers today. They're down by 8. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak on the road against the undefeated Packers. 2nd and 8 as we start the fourth quarter here at Lambeau. Fake the handoff. Freeman steps up and finds a wide open Winslow. And he's out of bounds at the 15. Pepra made the stop after a gain of 15 yards, and Winslow takes the Buccaneers back into the red zone.
He just runs a crossing route. It looked like Pepra fell down on the opposite side of the field as he comes. Yeah, but he fell down as he was trying to change direction and pick Winslow up coming across the formation.
Buccaneers are 0 for 2 in the red zone today and scoring touchdowns. They need one. Ben. Wide receiver screen, and Aurelius Ben takes it inside the 10. Walden on the stop, a gain of 6.
I really like what Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator, is doing in terms of his play selection and mixing it up. We've seen the balance that he's shown, but also within the passing game. Some of the crossing routes, some of the corner routes, and then the quick hitters to the wide receivers like that last play we just saw.
2nd and 4. Blunt slips at the 10. Now it's 3rd down.
That seems to be kind of what, they had the nice play there on 1st down. They get ahead of the chains, and then LeGarrette Blount, I don't know that he would have gotten much out of this. He tries to cut back, but Clay Matthews was going to be right there. Now, whether or not he makes the tackle, that's a whole different question. But then they kind of get behind a little bit now with what should have been 3rd and a lot less than 4. But still pretty manageable down in distance.
Quick throw, pass caught. Touchdown, Mike Williams. And now we'll see with the Buccaneers within 2. You expect the 2-point try, and that's what we'll get. The Buccaneers have not converted one this season.
They've run the fade route enough times to Mike Williams on the outside that you saw Sam Shields. He kind of bounced to the outside expecting that route, which then opened the lane for Williams on the slant route. I agree, Joe. When do you go for 2? When do you look at the chart? I think anytime before the 4th quarter, it's too early. I like the fact that Raheem Morris obviously is going for 2 here. I think it's the right decision rather than settling for a field for an extra point and cutting the lead to just 1.
They're 0 for 2 this season. This to tie it. Pass is dropped. Winslow was left wide open as Bishop fell down and he dropped it. Instead of a tie game, the Green Bay Packers still lead by 2. So close to a tie. Well, any Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan has got to be proud of how the Bucs have played today, but also looking at that last chance to tie it after trailing throughout, wide open, and Kellen Winslow just dropped it.
I mean, it could have been a better throw, but still, I mean, a ball that Kellen Winslow has to make.
Green Bay Packers were shut out in that 3rd quarter. Here's Cobb. And a nice play is made on the edge. That's Preston Parker.
We'll go back and take a look at the 2-point play. You're going to see Kellen Winslow, Desmond Bishop, mismatch already. He runs a good route. Bishop falls down. I mean, they couldn't have asked for a better matchup than they had. You see the ball's behind him, and he's trying to slow up, and as he's going full speed forward, not an easy play to make, but one that you'd certainly expect Kellen Winslow to catch. He's caught tougher.
Packers with just 52 yards and 2 first downs this half.
Lim. 58.
Rodgers steps up and hits Starks. Starks forced out by Bowers, the rookie. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the Cowboys trying to get it going against the Redskins, down by 7. But then Tony Romo looks like Tony Romo. Nice scramble and then finds a receiver. LaRon Robinson in the end zone. Robinson's 5th touchdown in his last 4 games as a Cowboy. And it evens the score in the 4th quarter. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
And we see where the Cowboys sit in the NFC East. The Giants will host the Eagles tonight. Cowboys looking for their first 3-game win streak since '09. Starks out across the 20. The 3rd down coming up for the Packers, up by 2.
Now, I know coming into this game, Joe, the Tampa Bay defense, you used to in years past, you'd think Tampa defense, they'd always talk about the Tampa 2 coverage, and not much of that this year. I mean, more man-to-man coverage, and I felt in talking with Mike McCarthy, he really thought they'd be able to take advantage of it. We've certainly seen some big plays, but overall, this man coverage for Tampa Bay's held up pretty good against what we already know is a great receiving corps.
3rd down and 4. Rodgers out of the reach of Jennings, but a flag is thrown. And it's against Tampa Bay. So instead of a 3 and out, this drive will continue.
Number 23, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
They get Myron Lewis.
Well, Myron Lewis is on Jordy Nelson. And he hooked him there and turned him as Jordy Nelson's trying to go underneath on the crossing route. That's what they caught, and that's unfortunate because Aaron Rodgers was never even looking for Jordy Nelson. He was going to Jennings the entire way, and you know, we've seen Aaron Rodgers. I talked about it earlier. The only way really you slow these guys down is he's got to be a little bit off, and he has been in this game. There's been times when his receivers have had a step, and he hasn't completed them like we've seen.
He has not beaten Tampa Bay in his time as a starter in his 4th season doing that, replacing Favre. And a nice catch and run by Starks. 12 yards and a 1st down.
E.J. Biggers is the guy who had the first chance to try to make a play on him. We've seen him have to throw that swing pass now to Starks a few different times in recent dropbacks, and Starks not a huge part of what they do within the passing game, but you make a guy miss and you turn it into a nice game.
Blitz, wide open is Driver. 1st down near midfield. A 13-yard catch and run for the all-time top receiver statistically in Green Bay franchise history, Donald Driver.
Donald Driver still takes a great deal of pride in his game, and I don't know what Tampa Bay was doing on that coverage. They brought the blitz man-to-man, and Sean Rodgers just way late getting over to cover Driver.
Rodgers down the middle, looking for Jones, and another flag. A lot of contact as Jones was led over toward the sideline. We'll get the call from Alberto Rivero.
Illegal contact, number 31, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
E.J. Biggers.
E.J. Biggers, he's on James Jones. Well, that wasn't much there either, but they called it.
They called it to bring about a 1st down at the Tampa Bay 44. 4th most penalized team in the league, and they have 7 today. Rodgers just flips it flat-footed to Starks, who's got another 1st down. On Thanksgiving, which is Thursday, we will hand out the Gobblers. And the matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show on the air at 11:30 Eastern. Delayed handoff. Starks slipped a bit, but a nice gain on 1st down to the 27. 6-yard gain. Here are the past winners of this award that I think we were kind of shamed into giving out earlier when we're all with Collinsworth and all that. That's 2 Collinsworth references today.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I think the Gobbler's always been coveted, but this year more so than ever, because look how beautiful that trophy is.
Yeah, we've changed it up a bit. No longer looks like molded chocolate. 2nd and 4. Starks over the right side. Inside the 10. And now the ground game is starting to pick it up a bit for Green Bay. First and goal.
Watch Josh Sitton here, right guard. He starts there and then he gets up to the next level, and he makes a key block there that gets Starks going. A nice lane for James Starks.
Longest run of the day for Green Bay, 20 yards. And Rodgers knows what to do with the ball in this area of the field. It looked like a false start.
False start. Number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's a guy you just circled with, by the way. Nice work of your telescope.
Yeah. You give it and then you take it away. I mean, that's what Josh Sitton just did.
8 minutes to play. Green Bay trying to get it into the end zone to make it a 2-score game. So they've been rolling in the red zone.
Loose speed!
On first down, floating it for the end zone. A lot of contact and a penalty flag as driver was interfered with by Biggers. Could be a hold, it could be a lot of things, but that's against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, there was definitely contact by
Pass
Biggers.
interference. Number 31, defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Hooked him arm to arm.
Yeah, he had his right arm, interlocked with driver. It's been a tough series here for E.J. Biggers. Been called now a couple times. He missed the tackle on a swing pass there to James Starks, where he picked up a nice gain as well. And now he's given Green Bay first down.
And penalties on this drive, a defensive hold, illegal contact, now pass interference against this Tampa Bay defense. Touchdown, John Kuhn. And up he goes.
Sometimes I get the feeling Mike McCarthy just tries to figure out who hasn't had a touchdown in a while. And this time it was John Kuhn, and the fullback Belly had a chance there in the hole to make a play, but Adam Hayward was unable to get him to the ground. A lot of help there along the way, but nevertheless, a nice job of responding by Green Bay on that possession.
First touchdown by B.J. Raji, the latest by John Kuhn, and it's a 9-point game in Green Bay. That group, that talented group over there talking about it. Driver helped get him down there, and then John Kuhn has his 3rd touchdown run of the year. 3 defensive penalties on Tampa Bay on that drive. One of them happened on a 3rd down that gave Green Bay a chance. It looked like it could be 3 and out. 9-point game. Strouder from about the 5. Nice little move, and he's out near the 29. 7.5 to go. We'll take a break, come back. Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the ball, down by 9. It is a Lambeau type day weather-wise. Low freezing. Not awful. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have come here and given the Green Bay Packers a real battle. They're looking for somebody else in the huddle as Ben comes flying in as the Buccaneers come to the line down by 9. Delayed handoff to Blunt. Got one. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have gotten it going here in the second half. Tony Romo spinning and finding Jason Witten for the longest touchdown reception of Witten's career. 59 yards on the score. Cowboys lead the Redskins 24-17. And Joe, that's Romo's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. I think maybe his pregame chat with Troy had something to do with it.
Yeah, they'll be talking this Wednesday again.
How did you know?
If superstition has anything to do with it, it just does in sports. Freeman drops it off for Blunt. Oh, he tried to hurdle a tackler, and Williams got just enough of the foot to prevent a first down. Nice effort by Blunt. It's third down.
Well, Blunt, he's tried this move a couple times today. I'd be a little careful with that one.
Try to get over Tremont Williams.
That might be the last time we see that move.
It's third down and 3. They like to go to Parker on third down. Here come the Packers. Pass is out of the reach of Mike Williams. And it's fourth down. Now, if you're Tampa Bay, you've got to punt it back to the Packers and hope that somehow you can figure out a way to stop Aaron Rodgers. They're going to need the ball 2 more times.
Yeah, it was a tough possession right there offensively for Tampa Bay, not being able to convert there on third down. But you're right, with it being a 2-possession game already, with just a little over 6 minutes to play, I mean, they've got to get a quick turnaround by this defense.
Or a turnover. With Cobb waiting for it. Good punt. From just outside the 10. Randall Cobb, room to run. Kanan can't bring him down. Gets a block. There's a flag on that last block. It's a 53-yard punt, 58-yard return, but some of that will be erased on a block in the back. What a weapon. Roel Preston was the last Packer.
During your return, illegal block in the back, number 89. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
They get James Jones. Roel Preston, the last Packer before Cobb this year is a rookie. With a punt return and kick return with a touchdown, he is electric. Pack, the only team that scored 24 or more in every game this season. They are undefeated. They've won 15 straight. They lead by 9 with 5:55 to go. Pass is picked off. Intercepted by Tampa Bay. And stepping in front was Albert Mack. So instead of just running it, taking time off the clock, they put the pedal down, throw it, and Rodgers throws a pick.
This is a nice play by Mack. You see, he left his receiver on the outside. He then picks up James Jones, who Aaron Rodgers thought that he had a pretty clean throw to. Boy, you called it, Joe. I mean, exactly what Tampa Bay needed defensively.
Gives him the ball at midfield. That is only the 4th interception thrown by Aaron Rodgers this season. Life for the Buccaneers. On first down. Pass is caught. And a minimal gain as Desmond Briscoe has his first catch. It's a 5-yard pickup.
And here Tampa Bay, knowing that it's a 2-possession game for them, they immediately then go into the hurry-up offense.
Blitz. 2nd and 5. Pass incomplete. Briscoe is open. Freeman couldn't get it to him. If you go back to the first start Josh Freeman made in the NFL, you go back to November of '09. The 0-7 Buccaneers came back with 11 points down in the 4th quarter to win the game by 10, 38-28. That ran the Packers' record to 4-4. They are 30-8 since.
Oh, I miss those uniforms.
Creamsicle look. It's 3rd and 5. You have to figure 2 downs to get 5 yards. Won't matter. Winslow picks it up to the Green Bay 39, a gain of 6. Burnett on the stop.
You know, we've seen that kind of over and over by Tampa Bay there on that crossing route to Winslow, and then once he got it, he really did a nice job of knowing exactly where he had to get to pick up that first down.
Another blitz. Buccaneers pick it up. Down the sideline, penalty flag and a catch by Aurelius Ben. It is a catch. It sets it up. There's a flag, but it appears to be on Green Bay.
Yes, Joe, I think it's going to be on Sam Shields. He sits on the route. He wasn't anticipating Ben going by him. It was a great catch right there by Ben. But he's their deep threat. He's the guy that they really have not been able to get the ball to enough down the field. You see Shields, I mean, he never gets out of his back pedal.
Number 37 on the defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
You know, typically Shields is not the guy that you're going to run by because of his speed, but he was sitting on the route, and Ben, you see he makes contact then with Shields, makes a nice play on it, but nice job of execution there by the Tampa Bay offense.
37-yard completion down to the 2. They fake it to Blunt. And throw to a wide open Briscoe for the touchdown. A touchdown, and they turn the turnover into 7 points potentially, with the extra point coming from Barth.
Well, it's play action in the backfield, but they're in man coverage on the back end. Everybody else was locked up pretty good. But you're going to see, you see Briscoe there, and it's Pepra who just lets him go. I mean, he does not stay with them on the route, and so an easy touchdown. They needed a quick score, and they got it.
And this is just a 2-point game, and again, the difference in this game is the 2-point conversion. It was a little bit behind Kellen Winslow, but certainly a catchable ball just dropped, and that right now is what is the difference in this game. This has been throughout, and Troy, I think you called it early. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers really, even when they were down 14-0 and played well it's shown up now.
No, I think we're all impressed with what Tampa Bay has been able to do. I mean, clearly coming to this game, Green Bay playing as well as they have been playing this season. But you know, as we said, Tampa Bay got challenged this week by Raheem Morris. They've had opportunities to kind of lay it down, you know, and in other games they quite frankly have done that, but they've responded each time. It was a heck of a possession right there by Tampa Bay to go down and score the way that they did.
Yeah, and what they did was take that turnover, the interception, a rarity this season for Aaron Rodgers, at midfield and go right down, score quick. Now, heck, there's 4.5 minutes left in this game. They don't have to be in panic mode. They can see what their defense can do. Even though right now everybody is up except one for the Packers as they are guarding against the onside kick. The only one back is Woodson. Here's another onside kick try, but a flag is down. It looked like somebody from Tampa Bay was offside. Either way, the Green Bay Packers come up with the football on the recovery of the onside kick.
And I don't get that one at all.
I don't either. I mean, the Packers were defending against that, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicked right into it as John Kuhn comes away with the onside kick.
Yeah, you know, the first onside kick I didn't mind at all. I don't understand the thought process on this one at all. You had all the momentum going in your favor. The defense had made a nice stop with the interception.
The ball was recovered by Green Bay. Offside, number 57, Tampa Bay. The 5-yard penalty will be added. First down.
You know, 4.5 minutes to play. I mean, that's just basically Raheem Morris. You weren't surprising anybody there. I think Raheem Morris just saying there's no way we can stop Green Bay defensively. And yet they've been able to do it. I mean, they obviously have had some breakdowns. It's been more because of pass interference and some penalties. But overall, I don't know that Green Bay has shown enough offensively in this ball game relative to what they're capable of to try that onside kick in that situation.
Starting at the 46, it starts. Starks gets 6. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Cam Newton leading the charge for Carolina. He threw for a touchdown earlier. This is second rushing touchdown of the game in Detroit. Add on the two-point conversion to Steve Smith, and the Panthers and Lions are tied at 35, less than 3 minutes left. Detroit driving, trying to get the win at home. Joe, Troy, Pam.
All right, Kurt, at home before they host the Thanksgiving game. Here's where they sit in the North at 6-3, tied with the Bears. And they got thumped by Chicago last week. Turned the ball over 6 times in that game. Starks runs into a wall. The ball comes out. And Kuhn ends up with it. Either way, they stop the forward progress at the 40-yard line, and now somebody is down. It is Starks for Green Bay. It'll be third down when they get him up. That ball was tough to see with his knees.
It looks like his left knee was probably down, but I think that's where the injury comes in, is after the fact when the ball comes out. He gets twisted backwards.
This is the guy that's really, Troy, taken over the running back position. He was their guy last year during the postseason. From that first Philadelphia postseason game on. And he's really their biggest threat back there.
Yeah, you'd hate, you don't want to say, hey, they don't want to lose this guy, James Starks, for the reasons you said. I mean, what he's meant to this team, he's been awfully productive going back to last season. But, of all the teams in the league right now, you'd say who can overcome injury? I mean, this team proved it last year, but well, you get twisted back like that, there's all kinds of things that are going in directions they're not supposed to go.
And he's not able to put much weight on his legs as he goes to the sideline. It's third down and 4.
Every time there's an injury or something, we see Raheem Morris out there talking to the opposing players.
.91 total yards, and he is in a lot of pain. Third down and 4 now. Big third down for this Tampa Bay defense.
Some might say, hey, Raheem Morris showed confidence in his defense, being able to make a stop, going for it there, with the onside kick. I don't think that's an invalid argument to try to make. I mean, if you had that kind of confidence with the time left on the clock, you kick it deep.
They could still get a stop. Green Bay outside field goal range at the moment. The pass for Nelson. They do it easily at times. Touchdown, Jordy Nelson. No flags. A big third down and 4, and instead of thinking about first down, they think touchdown, and it's 40 yards to Nelson, his second of the day.
Well, you go man coverage against these guys enough times, and Tampa Bay has been getting away with it and has been able to make some plays, but you keep up with that against this Packers receiving core, eventually they're going to make you pay, and they just did with Jordy Nelson.
That extension that Jordy Nelson signed in September may become one of the bigger bargains around the NFL. Bargain for the Green Bay Packers, a little stutter step, and then right past Myron Lewis for the touchdown.
Yeah, right past him. I mean, this guy's turned into, really one of the more reliable receivers in all of football. I mean, he's a big guy. He's got much more speed than what you would think because of his size. Here's the end of that play with Aaron Rodgers taking a hit. But Jordy Nelson, coming into this game over the last 3 weeks, had been targeted 15 times and had 14 receptions. I mean, that's a great deal of confidence then for Aaron Rodgers when you know that, hey, when I go to him in his direction, he's going to make a play. And he does. We see it each and every week.
He's really cut down on the drops. Aaron Rodgers has his 7th 300-yard passing day of the season, 21st of his career. Jordy Nelson, who by the way caught passes at Kansas State from Josh Freeman, 6 catches, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. They targeted Nelson 7 times today. He's made 6 catches. And a pretty good return by Strotter out across the 30. Let's go for another game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, the Lions continue their comeback. Matthew Stafford hooks up with Brandon Pettigrew for the go-ahead touchdown. 42-35, 2.5 minutes left. And get this, Joe and Troy, Matthew Stafford, 5 touchdown passes today to 5 different receivers, none named Calvin Johnson.
Coming off a 4-interception game is Matthew Stafford, and if they win, that'll set up a fun Thanksgiving in Detroit.
When a track meet, they're in Detroit. They better get their rest. They're on a short week.
Starting at the 32, 2 timeouts left for the Bucs. Again down by 9. Pass is tipped, picked. Tramon Williams, his 2nd of the day. And that should ice this game as it went off the hands of Winslow and into the arms of Tramon Williams.
Well, it's what we've said, Joe. I mean, when you're off just a little bit and the ball comes up in the air off the fingertips there of Winslow, against this Packers defense, bad things happen.
Tramon, a Pro Bowler last year, had a great postseason. And that's his 2nd interception of the day. Looks like the Bucs losing streak will go to 4, and the Packers winning streak will go to 16. Here's Grant. Grant takes it to the 10. Clock continues to wind. They have a 2-minute warning to stop it and 2 timeouts. 2nd and 7. You know, people compare Aaron Rodgers in his year this season. Say, well, he's better than Brett Favre ever was. Brett Favre played 326 games. Aaron Rodgers, playoffs included, is playing in his 70th. But he is having this dominant season. And here today, his 7th 300-yard day of the season. 2-minute warning in Lambeau. Pack on their way to 10-0. Two minutes left with some wild games going on around the NFL. The Green Bay Packers, when you hold Aaron Rodgers to a quarterback rating of 114.1, that's like keeping him in check. But he has his 7th 300-yard passing day. And it's 2nd and 7. Rodgers keeps it underneath Crabtree, who has a touchdown today. Claiborne was out there to make the stop.
You talk about Aaron Rodgers' quarterback rate. I don't know that people really fathom just how good that is. You know, to have a quarterback rating of over 110 in every ball game this year. I mean, some question the validity of the quarterback rating. I think when you're over 100, it means you're playing really, really well. And obviously, he has done that. I think that when he goes home tonight, the throw that's going to bother him the most, or the one that he's certainly going to remember, is the interception. You know, I mean, he's a guy who just has not made those types of mistakes. But he has been flawless, really, for the most part, all year long.
Came in with a quarterback rating of 130.7. Brady is number 2 at 102. Coming up after football, you have football. Barclays Premier League, first meeting of the year between two rivals. Chelsea takes on Liverpool, unbeaten in their last 6. High def right here on Fox. 3rd down and 7. Kuhn will be brought down at the 11. A timeout is taken. And that loss of 1 yard, by the way, cost Aaron Rodgers a 300-yard day. He's at 299.
Well, maybe that'll be the other throw he's mad about.
Tampa Bay's now out of timeouts. Here's the remaining schedule, Troy. As you look down the list, I mean, that Giants game in the Meadowlands has to jump out at you. They'll be tested here at home the last 2 games of the season. What do you think of next week at Detroit?
Well, I mean, Detroit, if they're able to hold on and win that place is it's going to be a great scene on Thanksgiving. I mean, it's going to be a real test for this. They're all going to be tests. They get harder, certainly as you move down the stretch. I expected to see more out of this defense by Green Bay today than they showed.
This one is no good. And his first miss of the year. 29-yard field goal. And it remains a 9-point game with 1:36 left. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Hey, don't rack up a Cowboy win just yet. Rex Grossman, 14 seconds left in regulation, hooks up with Dante Stallworth, who was cut last week and then re-signed. They tied the game, 24 all, 14 ticks to go in regulation. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
So it looks like they're headed to overtime in Landover. In a game that if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're looking for consistency, some kind of a streak. They're trying to win their 3rd straight. Rob Ryan, with all that he talks about that defense, that's a game you can't lose.
Well, I think that's a game you say they just throw the records out the window.
Yeah, thanks. Captain Cliche as Winslow makes the catch and then shoves A.J. Hawk off of him, a gain of 18. No timeouts left. And it's a 2-score game.
Prior to they're going to kill the clock here. But you think about this defense for Green Bay. We came into the game talking about how much improvement they showed against Minnesota. Part of that was they were going up against a rookie quarterback in Ponder. But they sure looked like the defense that we saw last year that terrorized people throughout the playoffs. And then playing a Tampa offense that had been struggling. This defense has given up 450 yards. And counting in this one.
As Dom Capers, their defensive coordinator. So they've taken a step backward. It's the loudest the crowd has been all day as Freeman goes down. And around his legs was Woodson. A loss of 5.
Well, that's the guy who makes it happen. Craig Lumpkin, the tailback, he's responsible for picking Woodson up on the blitz, and he fails to do so. But, whenever we see Charles Woodson around the line of scrimmage, just good things happen.
He went in and sat down with Dom Capers and said, let me do what I did last year. Let me get up and after the quarterback. He had a big week last week. Here's an incompletion of Winslow. Pepra was there defending with A.J. Hawk. We 40 seconds left.
Sorry, Joe. We talked about it. Where Green Bay has been good, clearly, and they were good again today, is on the interceptions. They've gotten the takeaways, and that's great. I mean, it's good defense when you're creating those, but when you're giving up as many yards as they've given up, and then your only real defense is the takeaways. How long can that hold up?
It's 4th down for Tampa Bay, their last gasp. 15 yards to go, and it's up to Winslow, and that hurdle didn't work. The hurdle moved. Bishop on the stop, and that'll do it. As the Green Bay Packers now with one more snap will be 10-0 officially.
Seen so many guys trying to hurdle.
The last time they were 10-0, the 1962 Green Bay Packers, and they won the NFL championship. Led by Bart Starr, they went on to finish the regular season 13-1. How far will this season carry the Packers? They are the defending champions, having won Super Bowl 45 over the Steelers in Arlington last February.
You talked a little bit earlier about Ted Thompson and the job that he's done. It doesn't seem crazy that just not that many years ago people were calling for him to be ousted because they didn't bring Brett Favre back.
And I'll say the names again. John Dorsey, the director of college scouting. Reggie McKenzie's getting a lot of talk, the director of football operations. Top to bottom now, the Green Bay Packers, the best run organization in the NFL, from the front office to coaching to the field, and they're led by that guy, number 12, Aaron Rodgers, and his Packers are 10-0. We'll come back and wrap up our day after the break. Green Bay, they were in a battle. They win it by 9 over the Buccaneers.